different countries attacking economies from other countries. Yes, we will see, bombs flying, drones flying, missiles dropping, and all of this. Absolutely. But that's how I see. I see we've already been in World War III, no doubt about it. Now, when we talk about is the USA cooked? Absolutely, the USA has been cooked, right? You and I and many others have already seen this. We've been saying this, but people did not want to listen to the fact when we're telling them the USA is literally on the verge of collapse. The USA is looking more and more like what we see in Palestine. It's coming here. We're seeing the influence, the control. They give you the illusion, right? The people that want to say, oh, we need to go out and vote. I hate to burst your bubble, guys, right? They give you the illusion that elections matter, that your votes matter. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't buy that bullshit. It doesn't matter who the hell you vote for. They're going to do whatever they want no matter what, right? It's all in what benefits their interest and how much more can they screw us over. That's really what it comes down to. So they give you the illusion that the elections matter. They give you the illusion that there's justice, that we work off of law and order. Which law and order, right? I don't see any damn law and order because every time one of the elites breaks a law, there's no order. They don't get held accountable. They get a pass, right? We cover it up or we ship them off. Just you can look at somebody even like minute, like Tom Alexandrovich, right? That came here, got caught in an operation. One of the he works in the cyber in Israel, right? He came here, did that. They sent him off. Oh, go do your thing. No accountability. We look at when we have law enforcement unaliving people. There's no accountability. They continuously cover up for them. Just like you were saying, brother, earlier, they will label you a domestic terrorist just to wash away any accountability from themselves, right? I could be walking down the street. Let's say I get pulled over, whatever the case may be. They kill me. Oh, he was a domestic terrorist. That's it. You shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. He was a domestic terrorist. If you have anything else to say, you are supporting terrorism, right? This is what they have been doing. We talk about the education system. It is cooked. Literally everything is cooked. When we talk about media is cooked. There is, it's funny. I was watching a video today of George Bush Jr., right? And he was coming out back when he was in office talking about, we got to push more independent media. We got to push the media more and this and that and the other. Now they don't want to hear any of that shit. It's crazy to a position we've gotten to, right? You have somebody like Nick Shirley, a gamer, a YouTuber, a gamer, podcaster, that literally goes and causes so much chaos in Minnesota to the point where Trump defunds daycares in 5 different states because of one fucking clown, right? We literally change funding because of one clown. Meanwhile, when people are actually trying to ask real questions and get real accountability, nope, shut the fuck up. Keep your mouth shut, toe the line, or you will be held accountable. America is 100% cooked. They're trying to push this shit with Iran right now, right? Saying all these protests. Yeah, there's protests on both sides, absolutely. But what I'm seeing is there's more protests in favor of the regime than there is against. But they won't show you the seas of hundreds of thousands of people today protesting in the US, Chicago, Ohio, New York, Jersey, I seen. Literally everywhere you look, there's protests going on. They don't want to show you that. And the difference between the protests that are going on here in the United States of America and the protests that are happening in Iran, the ones here are real. The ones that are happening in Iran are backed by the Mossad and the CIA, and it has been confirmed, right? And I can bring sources to show that Israel has confirmed that they have planted people from the Mossad to push these protests. So is America cooked? Absolutely, it's cooked. It's on its way down. And honestly, I say fuck it, let that shit burn, bro.
So what? I just want to comment real quick off of DJK. First and foremost, let's get the likes and taps up, guys. I want to make sure you have an amazing. It's called her a terrorist. Okay, live may contain AI generated content. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit just popped up on my
Yeah,
screen too.
guys, just make sure you're tapping, guys. Make sure you're tapping and add to the live goal. Protect the live. Let's read on January the 6th, 2021. On January the 6th, 2021, in U.S. Capital D.C. Let me refresh some people's memory. Okay, in 2021, Ashley Babbitt. Okay, Ashley Babbitt was fatally shot by U.S. Capitol Police while attempting to climb through a broken window beside a barricaded door. So what did she do? she broke into a federal complex that already had a broken window and a barricaded door. So this is what? Breaking and entering, leading into Speaker's lobby near the House chamber during the riot. The police were attempting to prevent rioters from advancing towards lawmakers. Now, is this a legal action? Yes. Is this considered a quote unquote roving band? Yes. Is this a direct threat to life when you have a roving band? Yes. By all measure, in most police jurisdictions, the use of lethal force is valid. This is a fact. I know some of you may disagree, and you can disagree, but it doesn't detract from the policy and facts. So I need to speak to the matter of facts, not the emotions. Now, guess what? Ashley Babbitt was shot in the face. She was shot in the upper chest and shoulder as she tried to enter the restricted area, and then she was shot in the face. Babbitt ended up dying from her gunshot wound, and the officer who shot her was cleared of wrongdoing with no criminal charges filed. Why? Because they deemed the shooting justified. Now, granted, the overwhelming majority of Americans were very upset because they were like, how can you justify this, right? But here's the case. Let me read you some quotes. Okay, here's some quotes. Donald J. Trump, quote, she was shot and tragically killed. There's no reason Ashley should have lost her life that day. We must all demand justice for Ashley and her family. Trump described Babbitt in this way while urging renewed investigating into her shooting and called her truly an incredible person. That person that shot Ashley Babbitt, boom, right in the head. There was no reason for that, Trump repeated 3 times, claimed the shooting was unjustified despite official rulings that cleared the officer. Now, what did Trump say in response to Renee Good being shot? This is clearly a liberal nut. She should not have been there. I hate to say it, but these liberal nuts, sometimes they just get what they deserve. Let's let that sink in. Let's let that sink in. Right? Let that one sink in. Both white. So race is out the equation. Both were shot and killed by law enforcement, except one legitimately committed a crime, and the officer was actually observed multiple times giving commands and prompts to stop. The other one, we saw very clearly, I don't care what angle you watch that video, he put himself in what is known as an OIJ, officer-induced jeopardy. He put himself in front of that car. He didn't need to. All the tactics went out the window. You're taught, every law enforcement official, I challenge you, every law enforcement official is always taught to never circumambulate around a car and to always remain at ajar. Always remain ajar in a bladed position. Everyone knows this. How do I know this? I was in that position. That's how I know this. I trained them in this. So I know that. Now, I want to move over to Uncensored. What's going on, Uncensored?
So just to add on to your previous, just to add on to your previous point, like you said about how, like, we need to actually start saying the correct words. This whole self-censorship nonsense, it needs to end. Unalive, pew pew, like we should stop using those words in 2026. But another thing I want to go on to is that about what the situation in Iran. Now, they're just pushing out this narrative, that the Iranian people want to be free from their regime that has oppressed them for years and decades and whatever. Well, I take you back to what the 12-day war, last summer, and, Charlie Kirk put out a tweet on X, Charlie Kirk put out a tweet on X, yeah, and this is one of the only times I'll agree with him. He said that if the Iranian people want change, they have to get the change for themselves. American military intervention never works. Never works. And it got them into so much mess in Iraq, in Libya, even in Afghanistan as well. And military intervention will just lead to chaos. And now that they're going to fall into the same traps in Iran.
Damn, I just got a visibility, Mo. You saw that pop up, bro?
Yeah, I got visibility hit too. Your live is restricted for 10 minutes. 10 minutes because DJ does not comply. See, somebody didn't like what he was saying. So you know what?
You can drop me down. I'll come back in 10 minutes, bro.
Guys, do me a favor. Listen to me. I got almost 200 people in here. I want everyone to stop